What's up, guys? We have some really big news coming from Glock, the company that almost never changes anything. What we are hearing about is discontinuation of almost all of their products. If you look, we have the 17s, the 19s, and the list goes on and on and on. What they're saying is that it is a strategic decision to reduce their current commercial portfolio so that they can continue delivering the highest and most relevant solutions. What that ultimately means is that they are feeling the pressure from the California Glock ban on easily machine convertible pistols, and I believe that they're going to be revamping essentially their entire lineup. What we're seeing from the Glock store is that the 43, 43X, and 48X might be staying, but essentially everything else is going to be replaced with what they're calling V models. The speculation that we have there, because like I said, this is all brand new, is that the removable backstop is going to be all but removed. This is a Gen 5 Glock, a Glock 45, and we are still seeing the removable backstop. What they did to combat switches, as they're called, was they added this little tab right here on the back that would interfere with, any kind of back, piece that goes on here. But apparently it was determined that that was not good enough. So they're going to be discontinuing pretty much everything and revamping it with whatever this V model is. What I've also been hearing, which is just like I said, speculation, is that they're going to change the internals from this bar design in here to something that's a little bit harder to mess with. The confusing part about that is that, as you see, we do a whole lot of Glock frames. The 3D printer is always burning out Glock frames. And most of them are based off of the Gen 3 models, just based off of parts availability. But if we're changing what's available on the market, like if the entire internals are going to be different, then that's going to be a pretty major upset to not only the commercial market, as, like I said, all these models are going to be gone, but it's huge in the world of DIY and 3D printed and whatever you want to call it, firearms. Because that's going to be changing the entire ecosystem, which honestly the majority of designs are based off of Glocks or Glock internals, like the rails, the trigger system, the pins, like you name it. Most of it's based around Glock, and since we're seeing pretty much all Glocks being removed from production, that's going to be a pretty big deal. So what we're hearing is that November 30th is when it's going to stop shipping. Glock is going to stop shipping. That doesn't mean that they're going to go away, but that essentially means that they're going to stop shipping them, and parts are going to start to get harder to find. If you look on their website, they say that they're going to continue to service discontinued models, but for the law enforcement guys, they don't really have a good solution. They say essentially to just reach out to your district manager. So that's kind of a big deal because there's just so many agencies that rely on the Glock platform. And with all of the SIG, problems that we've been having lately, this is kind of a big upset in the game. Glock has always been the reliable, continual, never changing, power player in the handgun name. But I guess in the next coming months, we're going to see what this V variant holds. And hopefully pans out to be as, reliable. And I don't know. What do you guys think? It's going to be a really crazy deal. There's a lot of speculation as to what they're going to do. And honestly, it's completely up in the air. They kind of just dropped this information without much follow-up. And unfortunately, that leads to a lot of speculation, like I said, about like the possible modifications that they could do. So yeah, I guess we will see. I just wanted to let you guys know that that's something that is happening. It is supported on the Glock site, like it is official. And I will let you guys know what I find out, because this kind of affect our, 3D printing, CAD design sort of world. So yeah, stay tuned. I will let you guys know via, YouTube and other social media as soon as I find out, because, I'm going to be following this really close. So yeah, let's find out.